Well, I didn't bother listening to the Shrub's last, hopefully, Distaste of the Union speech the other night. I figured, correctly it seems, we'd get warmed over pap. An overstatement of his accomplishments and an understatement of the troubles this old U.S. of A. is embroiled in. To my way of thinking, his greatest accomplishment was when he was a cheerleader at Yale. Since then, he's done nothing of value for anyone other than himself and the privileged few who put him and his daddy in positions of power. I'm sure that by not listening, I may have missed an item or two that pandered to the rest of us, but it's not like he's going to follow through on any of those things anyway. Besides, the thought of listening to him mangle the English language for close to an hour is just too much for me to handle. I'll wait and read a transcript. One subject I'm sure he touched on was amnesty. If you break the law, you must be held accountable. Now, I'm not talking about undocumented workers. As a threat to my rights, they don't register. I'm talking about telecommunications companies. The Shrub tries to scare us into believing that blanket warrants that allow the NSA to monitor all electronic communications is the only thing keeping Al-Qaeda at bay. Then, with his next breath, says he'll veto any bill that doesn't include amnesty for the telecoms. In other words, protecting his buddies at the top of the food chain is more important than protecting the country from Al-Qaeda. Now, I'm not giving Al-Qaeda threat credibility. I'm saying he seems to believe the threat is real to the tune of over $600 billion so far, but he's willing to quit his war on terror if it means bowing to the wishes and protecting the people who paid his way into office. And since I'm talking about this so-called war on terror, as of September 12th, 2001, I've been claiming that the whole bunch should have been impeached, or at least fired at the very minimum, for dereliction of duty. After all, 9/11 did happen on their watch. And yet not a single person on duty that day suffered any repercussions for their total failure in the defense of the country. Ponder that. With Republicans in total control of our government, failing to protect the public, and nobody held to account. Is it too late to impeach? Well, every 10 minutes, a human being is killed in Iraq because this government is not held to account. Every day, on the average, an American soldier is killed in Iraq because this government is not being held to account. Every 10 days, over $2 billion is given to Halliburton, KBR, and Blackwater because this government is not being held to account. And Conyers, comes up with one excuse after another as to why he holds no one accountable. Too late to impeach. Not until January 20th, 2009. Now, into the circle file.